Here's last fall I did a tour of Occupy encampments all over North America, which was completely coincidental because I was planning on doing a tour there anyway, and then the Occupy thing started, and so I realized very quickly, what quickly became apparent was I needed to play at these Occupy camps, and just because this was happening, of course, that was obvious, but also I needed to play at these camps because all the people who would otherwise have been coming to my shows were at the General Assemblies. So I was like, I'd do a show at 8 o'clock for like 3 people, and then at midnight I'd go sing for everybody at the camp, which was a financially disastrous tour, but it was otherwise really great. This is where they buy the politicians, because this is where power has its feet, because 99% of us are suffering at the mercy of the madmen on the street, because all of us are victims of class warfare being waged on us by the 1%, because these greedy banksters rob the country, leaving us without means to pay the rent, because the last time that we had a decent government was about 1932. Because we the people are supposed to run this country, but instead it's all run by and for the few. Because now we know the rich do not pay taxes, but they need a hand, it's us who bail them out. Because we suspected we lived in a plutocracy, but suddenly of late there is no doubt. So we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here. Because both my parents lost their savings, because I have never opened an account, because the interest on my credit card just doubled, and now I can't pay the minimum amount, because these budget cuts are just immoral, with our schools as overcrowded as they are, because there are no buses where I live, but I can't afford to drive a car, because so many of us don't have health insurance, because the rest of us have it but it sucks, because the rich are flying in their private jets while the rest of us are slogging through the muck, because capitalism isn't working, this system has just failed to produce, because the 1% are prospering while the rest of us just suffer their abuse. So we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here. Because it has been demonstrated amply that the winners are the ones who stick around, because this world should belong to everyone, not just the banksters who would smash it to the ground, because we've noticed voting doesn't change things when the politicians are mostly millionaires, because we're learning how to stand up like Tunisians, like they did in Tahrir Square, where a young man named Mohammed Bouazizi struck a match that lit up all the earth, and all around the world the spell was broken, and a movement for the future was in birth. Because there's only so much shit the rich can feed us before we figure out which side we're on. Because we've learned if we want our liberation, it will only come if we stay here till the rising of the dawn. So we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here. Because corporations are not people, and we can't just let them choose. Because if we leave our fate to them, then all of us will surely lose. Because the climate clock is ticking, and we can't just leave our world behind. Because corporate rule isn't working, and it's time for humans' hearts and minds. Because you can't take it with you, because the rich just do not care, because it doesn't matter how much you make, but how how much you can share. Because these moments don't come often. Because we want truly to be free. Because we know what really matters. Something called society. So we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here.
I'd walk behind the, the curtain. I had one gig on this tour that actually involved a curtain, and you could walk away and come back and stuff. That's about the average. 1 out of 20.
First you told us only through you could we know God, and if we dared to question, He wouldn't spare the rod. For you we worked the soil, for you we dug the moors, for you we shed our blood, fought so many pointless wars. And now you try to tell us there's nothing we can do. You say the world around us belongs fairly to the few, but about 6 billion people no doubt will agree this world is our home, not your property. It's the commons, our right of birth. And you wouldn't close the land all around the earth. Our future is your downfall. They cut this ball and chain. You will sacrifice the public good for your private gain. With our sweat we built the railroads, built cities on these shores. But because you own the money, you say that it's all yours. We laid the phone lines and the pipelines, and then right before our eyes, you say these things are taxes paid for. You now will privatize. Privatize the hospitals, privatize the schools, privatize the prisons for all those that break your rules. And preparing for the day when all the wells run dry, you say you own the very rain that falls down from the sky. But it's the commons, our right of earth. And you who own the water all around the earth. Our future is your downfall when we cut this ball and chain. You would sacrifice the public good for your private gain. You claim to own the harvest with your Terminator seeds. You claim to own the genomes of every animal that breathes. You claim to own our culture and the music that we play. And with each song that we download to your coffers we must pay. You even own my name, and you say it's